One of the most horrible cases that appeared in the history of the world was called the Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer was a murderer and a serial killer who operated in a special place called Northern California in United States for 10 months in the late of 1960. He coined his name in series of tattooing letters he sent to the press until 1974. His letters include 4 psychograms, 3 of which have yet to be solved. The first victims that appear in the case of the Zodiac Killer was about 7 men and women between the age of 16 and 29 age old. The victim has been discovered 7 men and women. They appear to have been selected due to opportunity. Numerous others have been named as Zodiac victims, although the evidence is scanty at best. The killer's identity remains unknown. The San Francisco Police Department marked its investigation of initiative in April 2004, although the case remains open in other jurisdictions. One of the most principal clues that the Zodiac Killer presented to the investigation was a very strange letters. On August 1, 1969, 3 letters prepared by the Zodiac were received at the Vallejo Times-Herald, the San Francisco Chronicle, and the San Francisco Examiner. On August 4, 1969, another letter was received at the San Francisco Examiner, and it was started like "Dear Editor, this is the Zodiac speaking." The Zodiac had finally given himself the name by which he is now known, and the letter was in repose to Chief Steele of Vallejo, asking him to write again with more details as proof that he was the real killer of the Faraday, Jensen, and the Ferrin of the last week of the murder case. Also, in the place that the Zodiac Killer killed each person, he put in one part of the place the date that he when he killed the person, uh, and with which material he used to kill that person. Also, he put the date and the place of when that happened and how that happened. Another clue that the Zodiac Killer presented was the mystery call that he did. In the 12:40 a.m., an anonymous mail caller contacted the Vallejo Police Department and reported the double murder. During the call, he also said that he was responsible for the Jensen and Faraday murders. Police traced the call and found it was made from a phone both located just blocks from the police department and less than a mile from Darlene Ferrin's home. The caller told the police, "I wish to report a double murder. If you will go on a list of gorilla." Most people try to solve this special case. One of the most important organizations that try to solve this case was the Department of the Police of Colorado and the Department of the Police of Vallejo. They try to detect the many messages that the Zodiac Killer did. The Zodiac Killer did that letters, like, to know why he do that and why he liked to kill too much many people. So, like, the principal works and the principal function to solve the case was to know uh, which were the means of the letters that the Zodiac Killer did. Also, the FBI organizations did a lot of investigations of which was the person that wrote that letters. They asked many questions about many people in California and to find who was the Zodiac Killer. So, the many of organizations that work and try to solve the case was the Department of the Police of Colorado and Vallejo Department Police, and also the FBI organizations. That it was very important because with this organization they find out a lot of characteristics about this mystery person, and with that observations they finally found this person many years later. So with these organizations they could find and solve this case, but many years after, for many people these letters was very impossible to know and to detect, but these organizations and departments of police, they can they found the meaning of those letters, and they finally could find and detect who was the person that was writing all this stuff and killing these people. So today many people think that the Zodiac Killer was Steve Cox, and it is a very important and famous person today. And also many people think that the Zodiac Killer was another person. There are many ideas, but the real person and the real Zodiac Killer was detected by those organizations and by the FBI organization. So with that, they could find the criminal and all these cases and the letters he did.